Good morning and welcome back to Anything Goes Garage. Beautiful Friday morning before the weather comes in this weekend. Not going to be good. We were supposed to be going to Beaver Springs, but it got canceled due to a high percentage of rain coming in through this tropical storm, whatever it is. Yeah, so we're using this day to finish up some projects before we have to batten everything down, button down, whatever. Yeah, and some stuff that came in that's I'm going to address before it gets bad out here. So I'm trying to get some things done. Obviously, I didn't get the 56 done. That's okay because it's going to rain. I'll be stuck inside. Got a tractor here I'm working on. We packaged up all the Packard parts. Packard parts. So anyway, put them on a trailer. We're gonna cover them up and park them over there. And right now I'm working on the 66, putting door seals in the driver's side, as I bought some new door seals, and I'm starting to install them little by little. And let's just take a look over here. So I did paint the door. I got to do the other door yet, but I'm doing little sections at a time, little 3M rubber weather strip adhesive, and just go a little at a time. I got them from OER, which is Original Equipment Reproduction. Pretty nice little seal, fits nice. Where did I get them from? I can't remember. It wasn't Eckler's, it was something else. But anyway, so they fit nice little piece. I got to find an inner door panel for that. And then I got to get that door off and do all the paint to it and put the seal on that, put that back on, eliminate more drafts and rattles. Maybe I'll do these. That's today's project. Keep the rain and water and wind out of that. And then also been working on the Packard. The trunk is now cleaned out. I just got to blow it out, vacuum it out. That's getting painted today, the chassis and the firewall. Got to let everything dry out. It's still a little damp yet. And he's been working on the trunk. I just got to vacuum it out, blow it out, and we're gonna prime and paint this, and then we got to try to get this thing inside and assess what we need for brake parts. I know it needs all the rubber parts, wheel cylinders. I don't know if it needs shoes and hardware, but it probably will. Might as well just do it all because it's going to have a little more horsepower than it used to. But the chassis looks good. I just got to get this to dry out. It's still, I think it's around 9 o'clock. It's still a little damp out here yet. Gets a lot of dew sets in at night. So, yeah. So we're going to get some stuff done. I would love to work on that, but just ain't happening this weekend. Monday's supposed to be decent, but Saturday, Sunday. Actually, Sunday, I'm probably going to work on the 396 file fitting rings. Maybe get the crank and the pistons in. And then it's from there we got to get the heads done. But yeah, we'll get a few things done. I've yet to drive my Chevelle. It's kind of disappointing, yes. Did drive the Ford. But I'm starting to get bogged down with some stuff now. I got some projects people want to bring to me. 55 Chevy pickup truck with an LS. Needs camshaft and lifters. Yeah. A bunch of other stuff. I still want to work on the Chevelle, which is not a high priority. That could get done any day. So, and I got to drop that tree. I have to dig up a drain today because it's gonna get a lot of rain. Like they're calling for 3+ inches. So let me get back to work instead of chit-chatting here, and talk to you later. A little mixing of some paint. We're gonna lay some primer down on the Packard in a few minutes here. Listening to a little Meacham auto auction. Yep, these cars are going for big money. So there goes every Marketplace clapped out piece of junk on Marketplace, gonna go up 10 grand because Meacham just sold it the same car restored for 100. Oh, good. So this is Rust-Oleum Rusty Metal Primer. And I put it through a gun. Oops. I think that gun had nothing in it. Run it through a gun, yeah. Get it. A little bit of acetone. Mix it in so you know it just takes a little bit of a time to figure out the ratio. There's no real set ratio. You'll know what goes to your gun and what doesn't. Alright, we got a tropical storm coming in tonight, so I want to get this car painted. Well, get the chassis painted. This way it's protected and dry by tonight. Always strain your paint, especially this stuff. I got it to a decent consistency where it will go through the gun. I'm going to give it a little splash more so I can get it to flow on the frame. Might be enough. It's probably about 3/4 of a cup, maybe. That's good enough. I can always add to it if I don't like it. So, all right. Nice clean gun. I think that's about it. Yep, just about 3/4 of a cup. Okay, put the lid on. Let's go hit some painting. All right, so I'll mix a 1/2 cup this time so we don't waste anything. And this time we'll put enough acetone in it. This time, this primer is a little thicker than the primary paint I'm using, so it may be a little too thin. I might have to add a little more to that. Actually, it might be good because I have to get underneath the chassis a little bit, and I need it to flow. That's actually perfect. Not another little splash. Perfect. Yep. Okay. Strainer. Yeah, I'm sure you paint guys are cringing right about now. But you know what? This really, really works. If you never tried it, don't knock it. If you ain't tried it, trust me. I've done a lot of chassis with this and never had a problem. I've even not used primer and laid down the semi-gloss or satin and never had it peel off. As long as your prep is clean, you're good. All right, let's go lay this down. There we go. Primer. Just about ready for paint. Semi-gloss. Black. Alright. Back to mixing paint. Okay, mixing up some black paint. See if I try to keep this cup full because I got to go under the chassis. Do it the best I can. This stuff's really thick. Actually, it's a little thicker than that rusty metal primer. I'm wondering if it's got a little age to it. It has been opened. I started real good, but this is why we're straining it. Just in case. Come on. It's like watching the grass grow. Come on. Gonna need some more. Yeah, this is gonna take a lot of acetone to cut this. This is like not mud, but really, really thick. Damn, I don't know why they can't make these cans so they pour neatly. I don't get it. I think I might have put a little too much in. We can fix that. Even actually, it's starting to thicken up. It just separates, and then until you mix it, then it starts to thin up. It starts to thicken up. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. You can always add more paint. You know. All right, let's give this a whirl. My gun. Strain it again. Crap. I still got some acetone here. Clean acetone. All right. Into the cup you go. Yeah, that goes to the strainer nice now. There's 1/2 cup. 5/8. That's not bad. About 5/8 of a cup. Wow. Good thing I strained it. You could see all the pieces in there, like the thickness or whatever you want to call it, the little hairs or fiber, I don't know, whatever the hell you call them. Well, let me go lay this down. Okay, going on cup number 2. Well, I am out of paint after this. Hopefully this gets it done. It looks like about a half a cup, possibly. Might get it done. And I didn't finish the first complete coat, so we'll see what happens. Under the chassis, where I'm crawling underneath the car to do what I can, but the gun's so cumbersome you can't turn upside down without losing the cup and spraying yourself or spraying something that doesn't need to be sprayed. So when I get on the lift, I will touch it up. I'm trying to get every little ounce. Come on. Still coming out. I don't have all day because it's starting to get a little weird looking out there. The sun has gone in, the clouds are rolling in. So I'm gonna try this way for pouring. Let's see what happens. Yeah, not bad, it's a little better. Let's see how this equates. Probably gonna need a little more acetone. That last batch was perfect. It sprayed really, really nice. It came out of the gun nice, had a nice fan spray. Did very, very well. I think I'm going to add a little splash to this yet. This may just do it. So we're looking at probably a half a cup here, maybe 5/8 of a cup. Hopefully we can get this done. I have semi-gloss, but I should have mixed them. But I'm a little leery about that. So, and there isn't much. There might be a quarter can in here, but I don't want to mix them up now. Or satin and semi-gloss are close, but on the firewall or something, you'd probably notice a difference in sheen. So just gonna, go with that. Okay, so here we are. Kind of ran out of paint. It wasn't quite a full quart, but we managed to get at least a coat on. Don't look too bad. I missed some spots. It was just kind of roughed it in for the first coat and a half. I still got to do all the corners and up underneath and some of the front end, but it was too low to the ground. I laid underneath there on a blanket, or what do you call it, a rubber mat, but you can't tilt the gun. So once it's up on the lift over there, when that car's done, we'll touch it up, but I still want to put another coat on here. We have to do the trunk yet. He's got that all prepped and ready to go. I got to prime and paint that. I got just enough primer to do the trunk, but he's going to pick up another quart, so maybe another quarter of a quart, half a quart should do this, and another pint or so to do the trunk, maybe. I don't know. But now I want to pull the wheels off, get a list, all new rubber parts, wheel cylinders, all that crap, like we already discussed. Yeah, so we got something accomplished today. Didn't get to work on this or that, but I did get some yard work done, clogged up drains and stuff, and the paint was the biggest thing. So I guess I will work on some other stuff tomorrow. I found the fitting for that. Maybe I'll get that fired up tomorrow. We're supposed to get some serious weather, so it'll be garage day. So, yep. All right, well, until tomorrow. Oh, good morning. Welcome to Anything Goes Garage again. Another rainy, windy day. Cup of coffee number 4. Gonna get some stuff done today. Front shop. Got an intake for the 396 for the 72 Chevelle. I'm off of Marketplace. Also picked up a set of heads. Thank you, Mark Hoffman. It's a set of these Proline Chinese heads, I guess they call them. They flow supposedly like 320 on the intake. Did a little wheeling and dealing them. They only have a couple 100 miles on them. I don't know what rockers on them. Somebody said Jessel, but I see nothing of Jessel on them. There's a couple little dings and scratches on them. I'm gonna go through these. I'll put them on my 496 when I redo my big block for my gasser. For the price, couldn't beat it. So yeah, that thing's still here. It's on Marketplace. It's not moving. Nothing's moving on Marketplace. I have it up there cheap, but people are scared to spend money. But this is the intake we're going to put on there. It's had some modifications with the intake holes a little bit. I think they were bolted on those heads, so that might have been an issue. I don't know. Oh, we'll figure it out. If not, then we'll have to get another one. But we're gonna try to get this cleaned up and painted and put on that today. And Dave clears 402 over there, 396 402. We're gonna get that cleaned up, and we're gonna start working on that today. We're gonna get the crank in, check the bearing clearances, set the end play, file fit the rings, and maybe get the pistons in. And then that'll probably be it for that today, unless we get as far as to put the cam in and start to green it. Actually, no, we can't. I gotta finish the head jet. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we still gotta get, I got a camshaft, but we gotta see piston to valve clearance. They say they're, for how small of a big cam this is, the overlap on these are pretty touchy with those big pistons, so we're gonna have to do some checking. So, yeah. So we got some work to do here today. I did get my 5.3 back from my 4-door Chevelle. I'm gonna send that crank out, get the reluctor wheel off of it and put it on the new crank. Maybe we'll order some bearings. But otherwise, no, we're gonna get some stuff done today. Ooh, time to change the, almost beyond time to change the calendar. I'm gonna get some stuff done around here today. Get some cleaned up and get some stuff assembled. Give this one last squirt of some motor oil before we seal this thing up. Now, just gotta make sure there's no oil residue on this. Now what I do is, it's my little old school thing I've read way back in the day, and it does work because I do not use they call them China wall or end seals because they always blow out. So what I do is I take a small pin punch or punch and I punch this both ends so it gives the silicone something to bite to, and I do the back side of the intake too, and I've never ever, knock on wood, hear this, knocking on my head, never had one blow out. So as long as the oil residue's off, you're usually good. I'll do the China walls, I'll do a thin coat around here on all 4 corners and send it, and usually, well, 100% been good. So all right, let me get off these valve covers so they're out of the way, and we'll get our gaskets together. These are nice. They came out very nice. Put that someplace safe. Well, I just went into the gasket kit, and the full set of gaskets they sent me, 2 sets. Oh wait, oh I see. One has a crossover, the one doesn't. Ah, okay, since this is not an issue, it doesn't driven every day, so we're just gonna use the non. We don't need the crossover, more heat under the carburetor. Go, Maggie. go. One intake. Now for the little details. Okay, a few hours later, got some stuff done on here. A couple things incomplete. I got to order, waiting on distributor. I got to put the gear on it for the melanized gear or bronze gear. I need a breather slash baffle for that. Wires, plugs are in it, motor mounts are on it, fuel pumps on it. I have to find a bypass hose. I can't seem to find anything to match this, but gotta plug that. Carburetor's on it, bolted down, valve covers are bolted down, intake's torqued, and this is what we got done. I gotta get a thermostat for it also. So yeah, got a lot done on this today. Gonna go find the clutch and flywheel. I gotta put the ring gear on and stuff, but that's after it's off the stand. Mr. Dave Clear was busy today on his 402. And file fitting all the rings. That's all done. Then we're gonna put the crank in, set the end play, and put the rings on the pistons. We gotta set the check the bearing clearances, and then we'll drive those pistons home, and we'll go from there. And I gotta start assembling these. Well, gotta start lapping in the valves, checking the seats. Look really nice on these things. I just gotta lap them in a little bit, but we gotta get springs, find the right springs and lifters for that. But otherwise, no, this rainy day got a lot accomplished in the shops, what I much needed. So all right, well, let me continue on a few more things. I think I might wash these Pro Line heads out, or whatever these are, China line heads. Yeah. Okay. No. Excuse me, nobody wants to see your butthole. Maggie Mayhem. Yes. Good morning, Maggie Mayhem. And good morning. Today, Monday morning. Yes. One of my 4 days off. We're going to work on, check the brakes on the front brakes on the Packard and get an assessment. Come on, nobody wants to see your bunghole. Let's go. Come on, Meg, get away. All right, so we're going to jack this up as soon as she gets out of the way. We're going to check the brakes and get a list of what we're going to need here. Maggie, go lay down. Go. Oop, this thing needs a new lock ring. Oops. There it goes. Okay, Mag, get out of the way. Thank you. She's always inquisitive on whatever I do. All right, so I guess I got to take this off. It's either that or this. They're riveted, I think. So let me see if I can tap on this. These look like they might come off the hubs. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. These are all riveted to the hub, unless you grind them off. I don't really want to play that game right now. I do have a pair of these pliers that takes these caps off, but I don't know where it's at, so. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't want to do this, but it's not big enough. All right. There it goes. All right. And now we got our cotter pin. Wow, look at that. Actually, somebody did a cotter pin correctly and trimmed it off. Somebody's been in this recently. Well, not like recently, the last 100 years, however long this was parked. So, this is an interesting unit. Oh, wow. This is going to be that really, really thick grease, too. This has got a locking ring like the big trucks do, so it doesn't back off. So you set your preload on that nut and put that lock ring in, and then put your jam nut in. All the new stuff don't have that. Well, newer as in 60s, 70s, 80s stuff. Anything now is all sealed and non-serviceable, throwaway junk. So hopefully this comes off without having to back the drums off. Let me get some gloves. I want the gloves. This grease, it just seems to find its way into staining the crap out of your skin. It's hard to get off sometimes. Wow. Oop. Yep, it's got a ridge. I hope these adjusters work. Probably not though. Oh boy. It's probably got a lot of brake dust in the back of it too. Dang it. Well, so it turns out this has to come off. And I noticed it's loose and it goes over the lip of this drum. I guess it keeps the water out. So anyway, right here is a spring which releases that. I think I need a manual for this, but then again, what fun would that be? Trying to figure stuff out. All right, so I did scratch the paint a little bit. I have to also repaint a lot of stuff anyway. I have to get more paint. So, yeah, you're not going to cooperate, are you? Oh, let me try a screwdriver. Oh, there it goes. It's almost there. There we go. One little spring. Okay. So this, there we go. Look at that. Look, something else to clean under and paint. How about that? Learn something new every day. And then, off comes the drum. So that must help keep water out. Ow. Smashed my finger. All right. I'm gonna put new brake shoes on it. So I'm gonna rivet there. Hardware looks okay. This actually moved. Put a new rear seal on that, or is that felt? It could be felt. And definitely gonna need wheel cylinders, because I'm sure they're not gonna be. They're not gonna want to play nice. I'm sure. Yeah. Look at that. You know they're not gonna ever work. Nope. Never gonna work. All right, let me try to take these apart and get a measurement, and we'll have to make a list of stuff we're gonna need. Okay, so there's 2 other brake shoes. You should have these in your kit if you like to do brakes. This is old. These are actually my father's from way back, and I've been using them ever since. All right, you got your anchoring or your return springs. Put that on the pin like that and rotate it. You should wear glasses and watch where it go. Just be careful. Always start from the inside of the spring out, and that's those. There's actually a, looks like a tension spring here. Oh, yeah, that's not going to be fun. I'll probably try to take a shoe off to get those. And then you have your anchor, and you just turn them on there and twist. It's just a little slat that you line up and they come right off. Try to keep all your stuff in line. That looks like it had a broken spring at one time. What are you eating, Maggie? You eating car parts again? All right, and then you should lay your stuff out on the floor or on something so you know where they came from. All right, that fell, so I'm gonna lay that out like that, and that. Always take pictures. Pictures are your friend. Your cell phone's your friend, your pictures are your friend. This way you can go back to it, draw a picture, whatever you gotta do. All right, so these are good little bottom. Oh, we got another anchor. This one's got the, a lot of newer brakes don't have this seat, this spring seat, but it goes the same as the other top piece goes. It locks, you gotta turn it until it gets flat. All right. Whew, look at that. You know those wheel cylinders are definitely no good. But we have to get a diameter off of this in order to order them, because they come with different diameters. Your anchor pins up so you don't lose those. We're actually probably going to leave the drums off. What I may do is wire brush this or blast it real quick. Not with the new paint. I'll just wire brush it, and then I'll paint that black when I go to finish the last coat of paint on the chassis. So what I'll do with this, short shoe always goes in the front as your primary shoe, long shoe in the back. If you don't, they will lock up, and lock up quick. It acts as a wedge. So let me see if I can get this apart back here. Okay, next we're going to remove the brake line, because we're going to replace these because they're probably swelled up and no good. Last thing we need to do is loose brakes. So what we're going to do is take this. Actually, you know what? Before I take that clip off, instead of fighting myself, now there is a left and a right to these brake lines too, because there's a notch in here that lines these, that locks these on here. So come on in. Wind. We're still having that tropical storm. You put your wrench on here. These probably aren't going to go without a fight. Oh my! No, they are not. These have been on here since new, so. Oh wow! Let me try something else. Let me see here. Better line wrench. All right, now, okay. And sometimes this line's going to want to twist in here, so you might have to spray them up and then just work them back and forth, but this one seems to have cooperated. I'm going to have to clean this thing up again before I reshoot this frame. Don't look like that's going to happen for a few days because the rain and humidity is just not going to work outside, so I'll have to find another time to do it. It might not be this week. We'll get this undone. Okay, so the line is now disconnected. You're going to pull this clip and just kind of wiggle it. Sometimes a little, if you can get a swing in here. Clips out. Now this line falls out like that, and obviously there's no brake fluid in this thing. Now we'll undo the mounting hardware on the wheel cylinder. These usually come off pretty easy. Even if they did snap off, it ain't gonna matter, because unless you're rebuilding the wheel cylinders, it's one thing, but we're probably gonna get new ones. I don't want to mess around rebuilding this stuff. It's probably so pitted. You'll never get those pistons out of there anyway. I mean, we bought them new on eBay. Guys have them repopped. And the bolts are just any bolt, 5/16 to 18. Make a little tap there. Sometimes, there we go. Sometimes you gotta take the hose off. Depends on the backing plate design, but there you go. That was not going anywhere. That is beyond. So we need to measure the bore on this to order our parts, because there's going to be a bunch of different bores, and I'm probably going to have to pull it back because I don't know if they're going to be the same or not. The backs, well, the rears are always different, but I don't know. Sometimes they change the bore size from front to back. Okay, so for now, let's get the brake dust out of here, and don't breathe in the brake dust. Don't blow it out with a blowgun. Do not breathe. This is real asbestos back in the day, so it's not good to breathe in. So you can wash them out with brake clean when you're ready. Scuff them up. You can send these things out and get them what do you call it, machined or turned, they call them. So what I'm going to do is just stick this back together empty. I'm going to put all these brakes in a box and mark it left front. Maggie, what are you doing? Don't eat the camera. And this way, I'm not going to put it back together now because it makes no sense. I'm going to put the wheel on. At least I can move the car back and forth. And it's got a free wheel. Because I still can't push it. The brakes are dragging still. So, all right. This goes on a certain way. There we go. This is your jam nut. I'll show you how to adjust these when it's time to put this car back together. Hopefully we get the brakes and all the hardware Carlisle or Hershey's this weekend, so hopefully we can find all the parts there. So no big deal, easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, so I got myself a box. I'm back to Packard left front brakes, and for now we're gonna just throw the parts in here. I think I'm not going to need a hardware kit. I have actually some spring parts around here. And you always want to check these, inspect these, make sure they're free. If not, you're going to have to replace them. But make sure they turn. What I do is I take them completely apart, wire wheel them, and then put some Never Sees or I think it's like lithium on the threads and run it back and forth. This way it doesn't lock up down the road, you know, in the future. And it's easier to get apart, easier to adjust. A lot of times they're seized up. And I'm just going to throw everything in here, and we'll use it for reference when we get through stuff. I actually have to measure the shoe, and I have to measure this. And this can stay off too, because I'm going to repaint that off the car. And I think that's it for now. Yeah. Okay, so I cleaned up this wheel cylinder on the wire wheel. It is made by Wagner, Lockheed. That's from way back. Wagner's still around. I don't know if they're part of Lockheed anymore, but there's a FD3832. Sometimes you can cross that number in a book. If not, you're gonna have to measure the diameter, and I'm gonna feeling that's 1 1/8 maybe. I have to measure that, but yeah, I might take the back apart. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that. That's next. Let's go to the back wheel. Yes. Okay, well, we run into a little bit of a snafu here on this brake drum. It has a nut that holds this hub on, and you need a dog bone puller to pull this hub off this tapered axle. So the Packard sites say, and this is keyed, of course. Can't beat this. You can't. I thought maybe running a bolt in here would push it out, but nope. They say it may take days for them to pop. You have to keep putting pressure on them. Sometimes they come off, sometimes they don't. I'm getting a little scared here. But I got to get in here because all this brake stuff is junk. So, why can't you grind these? Well, that might unscrew or pop out. Why can't you grind these off like the old Chevys? But nobody said that yet. But these purist guys, don't like that kind of stuff when you do half-ass stuff like that. But whatever gets the job done, I guess. What this just locates the wheel, but so do those. But I don't know. Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to research this farther. I do not have this puller, and that's really gonna suck. So now I can't verify what I'm gonna need unless we pick up a puller.